Hello, welcome to my first rapid game of the day. It's been a while since I've posted, sorry for that. Here we have a Rubinstein. This time with g takes f6. Okay. To be honest, I haven't looked at this, but I think that it's okay to just go for queenside castles and develop. I think I'll start with just encountering this bishop because then it's somewhat awkward for black to develop theirs. And if I'm lucky, black will go for a kingside attack before they're ready for it. Bishop g2, I could hope for queen takes, but of course they do just have knight takes and I'd be down a pawn. So just defend with a bishop. Trying to avoid this by placing the knight first makes sense. Cute. I think I do still want to fianchetto. And after bishop b7, I might just play d5 and leave black with an awkward structure. Just these double isolated pawns. Although the problem is after d5, knight moves, this pawn is pinned, and actually it's turned around on me, so perhaps not. I think queen e2 to castle long makes sense, and also maybe come here for pressure. I feel like I do just want to castle long. Simply developing has to be okay. Okay, I'll just go here. I don't want to go too slowly. My opponent still somehow has more time than they started with, which is slightly annoying, but I think I have the better position at least. It's been quite warm in the UK recently, and the amount of water I've been drinking has shot up a lot. I apparently cannot see tactics. This is not good. Yeah, this is very bad. Somehow... Hmm. Yeah, this is not good. If I take the knight directly, I lose a rook. Well, yeah, an entire rook there. If I castle, I lose the queen with check, I take back. I'm on both the queen and... I'm on both the queen and the bishop, but the queen can just slide over here. So that's queen for knight. Sorry, knight for queen, which is not good. None of the options are good. Shoot. Okay, so I think the best option is to take the bishop and get 2 pieces for the knight. So this is clearly a disaster. Yeah, okay. I think I do want to throw in a check just to bother the king and make it awkward to develop. And I'm not losing any more material, I think. Okay. What a disaster. Now I have to decide whether to take back with the king or the knight. And it's a question of where my knight would prefer to be. If my knight gets to d4, it doesn't matter which way it gets through, so let's assume that my opponent will stop me by going e5, in which case this pawn would restrict the knight. It could come here, which is a nice square, and from here it can threaten to go in here, but with less options on the king side, I don't believe in it. Let's take back this way. Now, black should probably move the rooks so that I don't almost restore material quality. What a disaster. Of course, if I had a lot of extra moves, I would go knight here and then knight here, but I don't have that luxury. It's very pleasant, though, for me that all these squares are lining up. I don't have quite the time to prevent e5 from happening there, so let's see, e5, knight here, e5, knight here, king e6. I don't see any kind of follow-up. I think just bringing this rook here, and then black's queen is not nicely placed, let's say. In fact, even rook here gives... Well, of course, we're not winning material there. In fact, would just be a clean piece down, I think. But it's worth knowing. Or it might be an exchange down. I think it's an exchange down. Yeah. Exchange and pawn. So not quite what we were looking for, but... But black is amusingly restricted on options. Not quite enough to compensate there. Knight. I think I really should stop the queen from coming to, say, d6 and b4. I suppose bishop f4, but e5. Yeah, queen c8. Getting the easy moves because that only moves. Okay. Probably this queen comes here. So, what is summer? Why is it so awful? Let's calculate knight d4, queen a6. Queen a6, bishop b5. Yeah, I have to be prevented from just winning the rook outright. Otherwise, I think I'm doing okay. So, anyway, knight here, e5. And what's the follow-up? There's not really any squares. Well, the square I want to access after that is d5, but it's a long way to get to the square from there. I mean, it would just be going back and then trying to come in, which is really annoying. If I don't do anything, that just develops and gets out. So I think maybe I start with withdrawing the bishop somewhere. Maybe to here. Which is the best place for the bishop to go? I think here it keeps both options. Control on this diagonal and going back here. I think just planting the knight here is favourable for me anyway, even if the king gets out of the way. Okay, so I think my next move is just going to be knight c6, regardless of any move that black does. Yeah, okay. Though I technically don't have to do it right now, so I guess I could maybe hold off for just another move. I'll just castle. Have the rooks maybe double and apply pressure. And then like here. I suppose maybe queen a6, knight c6, rook here, and black escapes. I'm being really hurt by the fact I can't get my bishop to, say, here on this diagonal, although c5 would interpose. So I can lead the knight here and then can bring the bishop around here. The problem is any knight move. But if I had all the extra moves, I could get the bishop around here, the knight here, take the rook, have the recapture, and then have this be mate. That's a lot of extra moves there. And black isn't just going to stand there and let that happen. So, c5, knight c6. I should consider going into the exchange down in game. The queen is quite strong. Well, it's not strong at the moment, but when it gets out and takes all my pawns, it will be. f5 is coming eventually to open this bishop. This check is not meaningful as the white king just runs away and has g8 in the future, slowly getting up. So, let's see. My next move is still probably knight c6. Unless f5, and then I should probably move the bishop, I think, here. Just the scariest square. f5, I guess this trade might happen, but it doesn't seem like the best idea for black, but black would still be up material. I don't think they'll go for that, though. I do also need this on this diagonal to trap the rook, though. So maybe I just have to keep it. Bishop f3 to still retain this option then. Okay. No, I didn't think this was a good idea, but well, material advantage is a material advantage. If I'm very lucky, I can maybe entomb all of Black's pieces. Oh, just giving the exchange right back. That's not a choice that I expected. I didn't feel like... Yeah, this bishop wasn't doing much, so I feel like it's probably the best idea just to take. Especially if f6 is going to come, I can't stop that in any way. Yeah. This does free up Black's pieces somewhat. Can I continue here? Bishop f3, queen takes, rook check, king comes up. Taking here not effective, so I think I do have to play c3. And then probably rook here. I can stay on the file though, and Black doesn't want to trade, otherwise I come and take the file. Bishop and rook against the queen now. Much less terrible than the previous imbalance. Bishop here. I think f4 next, just to discourage e5, and then bring in the king slowly. I think I do have maybe some chances of not losing this. Which is a relief after that opening. Oh god. f4 seems strong from my opponent, so I guess I'd have to go king g2. Like, opening the file is not... no. I guess I could do it, yeah. Takes c f4 takes queen f6. I have to rely on this bishop for just maybe too much. Well, the queen f6 is not going to work out because takes king takes check. No. Actually, no, it does work. I think. Rook check, king to e8. Still escaping somehow. Just to F8, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is a direct attempt. I think F4 anyway. I just go here. I feel like black doesn't have the firepower for a direct assault. Yeah, this seems like a good move. I'll go here to pressure the h5 pawn, but I can just go here. Probably have to start trying to set up some kind of fortress. I'll go here. I feel like a pawn here will probably be more weak than a threat. Okay. I don't think black has an obvious way to infiltrate. I suppose the most obvious thing is to come in this way. Okay. Trading takes back with a pawn, I think, gives the easiest breaks. So I do need all the pawns off for a draw, but I think king here. I'm sure there's some way to wiggle in for black, but I can only do as much as all I can to make it tricky as possible. Like queen c8, queen a6 seems relatively simple. Just I can't hold all of these pawns on the queen side. This is. What if I go king here? Oh, this is checkmate. Yeah, just problematic. I don't like getting checkmated. I go king down. I have to take back with the bishop. Bad stuff all around. Okay, I'll ask how black intends to follow up. Just staying along with the rook is a bit awkward. But I can't take otherwise. The queen just comes in. Might just have to let that happen. Let's see. That is now here, taking the bishop. So I think I have to trade. and then block the rook, and I cover my base points. It's not ideal, but probably the best I could have hoped for. Just not. This isn't dead simple for black to win, but should be a win for black. Okay, I just come up. And now I have to just like put the pawn here and shuffle backwards and forwards for however long it takes until black does something and breaks through. Yeah. I think rook here and the shuffle more resilient. Just to prevent any e5. Yeah, of course, just attacking this square. I think I just do this. Of course, pushing the pawns. I can put the rook here. Cover this square, this square, this square, and this square. And I do this. Okay. This is definitely progress for black. I can't really do anything to stop it. I guess maybe the bishop is free to wander along this diagonal, I guess. What's the plan? Okay. I have to keep doing this. Bishop staying here, protecting the rook. Black does have an extra pawn, so I would expect this to happen eventually. Like, I would have gone for g4 if... Maybe I might have gone for g4 if this queen was still over here, but... Defending this, I think that just exposes my king. Yep. Because... Black does have to go for this eventually. would be a dream to get my king over here and fork the king and queen, but it just drops, well, either the pawn or bishop. So that's not possible. Queen comes back. Bishop comes here. What do you do? Now I have to calculate, which is awful. Why am I calculating? Bishop comes here. Say the queen moves along. Rook takes, come back. Rook comes back. Fine. If I take with check, I can always bring back the piece to wherever it came from. My king is not vulnerable, so I think I can just go for this. Queen here is problematic, actually. Queen here, bishop takes. I might have some trouble getting back to home. Wherever home is meant to be. Well, I want to get back on the diagonal, so the queen has to control this square. Let's say going here. If it can get here, it can give me some checks. And the problem is that I take this with the discovery threat. This might be an appropriate time to offer a draw, but if my opponent doesn't want the draw as they're not offering, I don't think I should offer. Oh, we're finally not down on time, which is nice. Okay. Yep. These pawns do get traded. This with check. This is with check. This is with check, but they get forked, which is bad. How bad? Very bad. Wow. How do I... have to set up some new fortress. Or attempted fortress. I think putting this bishop back here just gets shut off by this pawn, so I think that's very much not the idea. I would like to put this here and the pawn here, and then I can have these connected and have this still be one piece. I guess it doesn't matter too much which way around it is. If I go here though, I need to be careful of this. I like this though because it has the immediate threat to take. This though... I will go here and hope for the best. Oh, I wanted the bishop to come here. I guess queen stops this, but I can do this. Mm-hmm. I think this, so that it still has a backward swirl. Look over here, I think. Look over here makes sense. But I can do that later. Just take care of the other things first. This bishop doesn't have to go back here until it's attacked by something, so... Or until it attacks the queen, I guess, to kick it out. These squares are covered. Going back, go back, go back. I mean, if you go back, I just go... I have going back at least. I think I do go back just to cover this square. If you go pawn here, that's annoying, I guess. But I can live with it. Well, I can't. This isn't a fortress, but... I think... Let's see, the way black can progress is only by... Oh, I missed this somehow. Okay. But I thought the progress was to try and give me a check like this. Should I just shuffle? Shuffle with my very limited time. But I think shuffle this way. Black's next goal would be to get rid of this pawn. If this queen should come here, I would lose the rook, of course, so I have to be careful. Okay, I'll come back. Also blocking this, nicely enough. An exact repetition once. So this is the second time the position's happened. I'm very glad that, yep, okay. Can I go rook here? Sorry, king here? It's a bold way to go, and I don't see something immediately wrong with it. Problem is no time. Okay, I'll keep the rook defended. Ah. I'm weak on this side, and that would be where black would try to attack. If there is something. Back to this shuffle. My pieces tied together, except, I guess, making pawn. Oh, I missed this was with discovered check. Oops. Okay, I want to take this next, and if not, just come back. control the square twice, which is more times than black can control it, I think. Well, unless he somehow got the king into here. I don't think this is a trick I have. Okay, it's a check. I have to do this. Check, I go back. And I'll argue no progress. Pushing g4 is met by f4, so never do that. Rook here though, just directly going for the pawn makes... Okay, another repetition of the position. Makes enough sense. Moving this bishop drops the pawn, so don't do that. Not seeing something other than just this. Holding the pawn. Okay, this cuts off the... That's... Yeesh. Very bad for me. I think, yeah, this probably is a win for black then, from this. Yeah, good game. Yeah, after this it was pretty bad. Like this. Queen here instead. Just... good game.